What's up, guys?
Oh,
What's up, bro?
Hey, bro. Oh, hey, welcome back to the Be Quiet Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Daniel Burow. That's it. That's the intro. What is going on? What the fuck is this? This is some Inception.
We're in purgatory.
This is really
You told me
fucking
about
weird.
this yesterday.
Yeah.
We
What?
should tell him about what
Is that
happened
Jonah?
yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Jonah?
Yeah.
Yoda?
On last week's podcast, we had Tommy and Jonah. We talked about all sorts of stuff. Well, actually, it wasn't last week's podcast because this is episode 106. We're recording this before episode 105 gets released.
Oh, so this one will come out for like
Alright.
This one will come out probably next Monday or Sunday.
Who was on episode 105?
Me, my friend Brennan, and Tegland were on it.
Brennan. Dude, Brennan was Snapchatting me last night. Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah, he Snapchatted me too. Let's just leave it there. I know what you're gonna say.
I've never talked to the kid before either.
Yeah. Okay.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, we were gonna do this podcast yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even going to be involved.
Oh yeah, well, this kid is an afterthought.
I showed up perfectly on time at
Well, here-
1:30.
Well,
when we were supposed to.
Yeah, this is what happened. I woke. We said we were gonna do it at 1.
Mhm.
Then that morning I basically was like, okay, well, if I leave Eau Claire at 12:15, I'll get back. I did the math wrong. I should have left at 11:15. So I was like, but guys, I'm gonna be half an hour late because I just rushed basically. I was like, I didn't like speed or anything. I
always speed.
like rushed to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were like, I was like, guys, I'm gonna be half an hour late. Burrow goes, okay. Carter's like, okay, I'll be there. So I show up at 1:30. Carter is there already at 1:30, and we come downstairs. We're like, all right, I just gotta wait for Burrow. And then,
I never showed up.
so then what happened there,
We
Burrow?
continued to be waiting for Burrow.
Yeah, we
Wait,
called him.
How long do you guys wait for Burrow?
But Carter had to
I
go to
was
a party.
probably here
He
for
was
like
here for
an
an hour.
Oh my god, I'm
Burrow was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
So this is what happened.
nothing.
No. Not only that, but he was just opening snaps and not responding. Like, even when they were like questions.
I asked him a question. He just opens it and doesn't respond.
But then
I'm sorry,
So
bro. I got
he-
some bad habits.
So he tells me, he goes, "Oh yeah, I gotta hang with Fear all day." I'm like, "Okay, well, if you already made commitments to hang with Fear, then Fear can be on the podcast, and then we can." And he's like, "Okay." So after like 30 minutes, I call Fear, and I'm like,
I saw Fear at Green Mill.
"Really?
No, and then he walked up and he's like, Jake, how you doing? And he dapped me up and we just talked for like
I love
10
Fear."
minutes.
But yeah, so I called him, and he's like, "What's up, bro?" And I'm like, "Are you with Burrow?" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Did Burrow? Aren't you supposed to hang out with Burrow today?" And he's like, I don't know, maybe." And then I'm like, "Well, Burrow said he was gonna hang out with you all day today, and then he said he's gonna leave to pick you up, and you're supposed to be at my house right now." And he's like, "Oh, he snapped me 20 minutes ago asking me for my address." And I was like, "Okay." And then I'm like, so then I talked to him for a little bit, then I hung up, and then another 20 minutes went by after he opened Carter's snap.
Yeah. Then
We were like, okay, well, I'll call Fear again. Fear's like, yeah, he's open on me too. He hasn't responded yet. So now that's all I know. Well, then after Carter leaves, like 15 minutes after he leaves, Burrow texts me and he's like, "I'm about to leave right now." 2 hours
Okay.
after the initial, and then I was like, "No, stop! You have to call me. Don't." He's like, "I will." It's like, no. You don't understand. Carter left already, bro. This podcast is not happening today. Call me, and he's like, "I will." Yeah. So then
Carter's gone.
now tell your side of the story. I want to hear what happened.
yeah. What's your great explanation for how this came to play?
I was with my girlfriend,
Sim?
and we had taken edibles the night before, and didn't finish a movie, and then in the morning we finished the movie.
So you finished the movie.
What movie was it? I mean, jeez.
Punch Drunk Love, a great movie.
Oh, that's one you were just talking about today with my
Yes.
parents.
That
Yep.
movie was more important than
So
this
wait,
podcast
you-
yesterday, huh?
What? So you were watching a fucking movie?
I was. I'm
He was
sorry, bro.
watching
It's my
a
favorite
fucking
movie. It's my
movie.
favorite movie. Watch Punch Drunk Love.
Has she seen it?
Best movie. Who?
Has your girlfriend seen it?
No, she's not.
Okay, that makes it a little bit better because at least she's finishing the movie. If you both have already seen it, then you have zero excuse.
Can't you finish
I mean, it was
time?
shitty. It was shitty.
No, wait, you said, I'm sorry, my plans got
Just tell the
my
truth.
whole day got ruined. Oh, she had the car. She had the car or something like that.
No. So,
No, that was supposed to be today.
A lot of stuff ended up happening with that after I'd left to go to the movie. We went to McDonald's. We got some food, and then
What'd you get, McChickens?
Actually, I did. I got no, not McChickens. 2 crispy chickens.
Ooh, spicy or regular?
Both. One of each. It was great. So then from there we drove on the other side of the city to pick up Fira and Graham.
Wait, the other side. Fira lives right by McDonald's, doesn't he?
No, he lives. He's not.
He's in.
No,
St.
he's
Paul
in.
Oh.
So I drove all the way from one
That's
side
right,
of
you told me
Minneapolis to St. Paul, picked him up, and then we hung out with him and Graham for a bit. And then my other friend said that Graham couldn't spend the night because his mom didn't know Graham. So then Graham's like, actually, please just hang out. So I was driving around.
Is Graham's
with
last
Graham.
name Cracker?
No.
Graham Cracker?
What a fucking funny joke.
So now I'm just driving around
This is
with
the shit Carter has
Lauren.
to deal with every day.
I'm driving around with Lauren, Graham, and Fira. There's this situation where I was like, hey guys, we gotta go. And then Fira's like, oh, I'm actually just gonna hang out with Graham for a bit. I was like, oh, well, I gotta go on this podcast. He's like, oh, then I guess we won't hang out tonight. And I was like, well, I mean, he's like, well, Graham's already in the car. We should go to this bridge. I was like, well, I gotta drop off Lauren and then drop off Graham and then go to this podcast that I'm 2 hours late for. And then he's like, all right. So, like...
You are the worst at making plans, because at this point, the podcast isn't even happening anymore.
So, I drove Lauren home, back
fuck?
to her dorm, and I was driving around, and then Fury was like, oh, we're going to a bridge. I was like, well...
Why are you guys going to a bridge? That's my question.
Smoke weed.
This whole time you assumed that I would just be staying at Lucas's waiting for you?
Burow doesn't operate... No. Burow, just does not care... Doesn't, care about other people's schedules at all. He doesn't realize that everyone is doing
He's got a little bit of a
school.
point there.
California
He really
infected
does.
my brain with just everyone.
Everybody in Cali's
that's not true. That's
Don't people in Cali have to fucking have a job, or they have shit, or they have fucking clocks? Or when someone Snapchats you and a question. Usually in California, there's an answer to the question that you're supposed to respond with.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm really bad at texting.
Really?
Let's get better at that.
Burow forgot how to fucking function sentences together.
See,
how are you bad at it, though? You talk to me in person fine.
This is what happens, right? So, I don't go on Snapchat much throughout the day. The only times I go on is when I'm like, oh, that's a funny thing I should post. And I'll take a picture of something and post it.
I love your stories.
Usually just my hand. I usually just take a picture of my hand and post it. So... usually,
now you put your camera up to your hand and it's
yeah.
I can tell you do that because it's the pink of the flash on the back of your hand.
Yes. Yeah, I do that almost every single time.
All right, stop fucking with that. This has been here for the past 3 episodes, and someone has fucked with it every time.
Hey, stop playing footsie.
Tommy was fucking with it here, and Jack Dunn is fucking with. You can even see it right here. Jack Dunn is fucking with it the entire time.
I'm sorry, it's entertaining.
Well,
Who's the one? Who's this one?
That's Nolan and Doffing, I believe.
And then in the background of that one is it me and Marcus?
And you, yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm actually...
What the hell? Kale has a mullet?
No, because Kale was stuck on the fucking side profile. No one could see this on the recording because it's way too bright, but it's whatever.
All right.
And then back.
Trippy.
Yeah. All right.
Sandquist, don't worry.
Okay, I'll put it here.
Side profile is
just
beautiful.
I'm gonna see if this is still recording. I don't want to be fucking this up.
So yeah, no, this is what I do, right? I open up my Snapchat to post something, and then I have a million fucking snaps.
I'm like, drink?
I'm like, oh god.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I don't think you saw it.
Did you just take a sippage without even asking if you could take a sippage?
It was minor sippage. Don't trip.
It was not major sippage. Dude, so
what kind of sippage?
Finish the story, bro.
No,
Finish
okay.
In our dorm, I have this 2-liter Mountain Dew, and Carter's like, can I have some minor sippage? And I'm like, okay.
Only a spoonful.
Okay, fine.
Whoops out a comically sized. You ever seen that?
You can have some minor sippage. This dude takes a 5-second gulp of my Mountain Dew. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's some major sippage.
I'm helping you. You need to stop.
No!
You have an addiction.
He's back on Mountain Dew. I can't believe it. All right, well, anyways.
Sorry, bro.
I open up my Snap. I have a shit ton of snaps, and then I'm like, okay. I'm just gonna open every single one of these and then try and respond to all of them.
Mhm.
So I start at the bottom. I open it. I open it. I open it. I open it. Half these shits.
So wait, you don't.
Half of them disappear by the time I come back. I'm like, fuck, what did they ask me? I'm like, oh no. And then I'll go and I'll respond. I'll be like, hey, what'd you say again? Go to the next one. Hey, what'd you say again? Go to the next one. Oh yeah.
It's from like
Around
3 weeks
noon.
ago. Hey, what'd you say again?
I go to another one. I'm like, I don't remember what you sent me. Go to the next one. I'm like, oh, thank you. Go to the next one. I'm like, all right. And then someone's like, hey, Dan, come over here. I'm like, oh, all right. I stick my phone back in my pocket. Half of them are still open.
Oh my
And they'll come
God.
back to it later. And I was like, man, when did I open on this person? I'll look. I'm like,
You
oh,
are so.
I didn't respond like 2 weeks ago.
It's
Then
really not
Desmond?
as complicating as you're
Bro,
making
remember
it seem.
Desmond?
So you
It's
instead
not
of
like that at
so you
all.
just
Just open a snap, respond to snap.
I know. That's really what I should do. But I just want to open half of them. I don't have the time. There's constantly shit going
Or
on.
if you
There's
don't,
constantly people around.
can't respond to it yet,
I
half
know.
swipe it so you can see it, but you haven't opened it yet.
Bro, remember
So,
Desmond?
Oh, that's okay. That's way too far for Bro.
Yeah. Never mind. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
Don't worry about
listen,
all that. Don't
Listen,
worry about
right
all
here. I see it. Remember Desmond?
I do remember Desmond.
That was
No,
pretty funny.
Desmond.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Desmond Almerson.
Yes, Desmond
Desmond
Almerson.
Desi, bro.
Who did we
My
convince
bad.
that Desmond was real?
Carter.
Was it Carter?
No.
Yes.
No,
yes,
yes.
we did.
We were like, what, dude, Desmond's calling you out in the group chat.
No,
and you
I
were like,
remember setting this up. I remember.
Oh, wait, no,
helping
maybe-
us-
no, it was Burrow.
Oh, it was Burrow
It
we
was
convinced.
Burrow.
no, it was Carter.
It was
not
Carter.
me.
No, he
I
came up with it.
created
He came up with
Desmond.
Desmond.
I made the Snapchat. I convinced you.
I was
No.
whoever it was that was
Everybody,
making
hear me out. So you were high. You were high as fuck
Okay.
in Marcus's basement,
Okay.
and you're like, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" You're
That's
freaking
right.
out.
No, he's
You're running
right.
around. And I was
He's
like,
right.
and I was like, Desmond has your phone. And you're like, who's
And
Desmond?
then me,
We're
Marcus,
like,
and Sandquist at the same
no,
time. We're
but
like,
like-
yeah, Desmond.
yeah, Desmond.
We
has
made
your
a
phone.
fake Snapchat account and added to the group chat. We're like,
No, I
Desmond's
still
talking
ha-
shit about you in the group chat.
No, we
Carter's
still
like,
have
fuck
it.
Desmond.
No, we still have it.
Desmond, bro.
No, what was the group chat called?
Bowl Cut Boys.
Was it Bowl Cut?
Do we
I
still have the
think
group
it was
chat?
Bowl Cut Primary.
No, Bowl Cut Primary is the primary Bowl Cut Boys. Me, you, Carter, and Mark.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I
maybe
would've
he's
worked
in it, too.
Desmond.
No, Desmond's not in this one.
Yeah, he is.
Do you remember Sober Cup Boys?
Wait.
We made a group chat
Maybe-
just without Carter.
No, it was Sober Cup Boys, I think is what it
No,
was.
No.
Sober Cup Boys is me, Sandquist, and Marcus.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Then Burrow one day left the Sober Cup Boys. I wonder what happened. Anyways, we fucked up the story. So basically, you got a bunch of Snapchats, and so you decided, oh, I need to open them and respond. What order should I do it in? Oh, I'm going to open all of them and then forget what they all say because they all delete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Virgo.
He's a Virgo.
So then,
So am I.
what was I going to say? Whatever. I was going to make like a fucking joke about how you're an idiot, basically, but I couldn't think of one.
I am an idiot, dude.
Bro.
I will accept
Hey,
that.
dude, I miss
Also-
you so much, man. Remember the Renaissance Project?
I do.
We talk about that
That
every
shit was
time we have
fire.
someone
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah.
I think I know what destroyed all sense of time for me. It was being homeless. Dude, when you're homeless, like, you have no sense of time. Sometimes I was waking up at night and, like, doing shit. Like, sleeping in my car was really fun.
How did you
It was a
eat?
good time. Well,
Okay, wait. Okay, this is what we should do. We should start from the beginning of
Yeah,
the
bro,
whole.
tell us your story.
And then we
Yeah,
get back to present day. We'll go chronologically.
But
this is like 7
make
podcasts.
it quick though. Make it quick.
No. We'll
Narrow
hit
down
the,
to
we'll
15
hit the
minutes.
highlights. We'll hit the
Give 'em
highlights.
Give 'em
We'll hit the
gist.
highlights.
Okay,
So basically, what happened was
So,
Hey, how's my side profile looking on the camera?
sexy.
We don't need your
it's better
side
than your
quests.
front profile.
Just give us your main missions.
Okay, so pretty much, I don't know when our last podcast was together, but
Your last podcast was in May
okay.
of last year. It was
Wow.
episode
It's almost been a whole
78.
year. It's almost been a whole
It's
year.
me, you, Carter, and Tegland. Fun fact.
I don't even remember that.
I was on the podcast with Tegland.
No, me, you, Sandquist, and Tegland.
I was gonna say.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
No, and I was sitting right there.
Yep. And I was sitting there
You always sit. Yeah, why aren't you sitting there right now? You always sit there.
because now the camera's there. So I want to be in the front.
Why can't I be in the camera's view?
All right, we gotta finish this.
Fuck you.
story.
Okay.
Essentially, Lauren and I decided to go
I
to a
saved
national
your podcast.
park last summer. We decided that'd probably be fun, and I was kind of against it, but I was also going to be homeless, and I was like, I have nothing else to do, so I packed up my Mercury, and we dipped, and we went to California.
Was it Zion National Park?
No, it was Yosemite. We went to Yosemite. A bunch of bullshit happened on the way. Like we stayed in a mortuary and we had to like save a cow on the highway and a bunch of other crazy shit. But we ended up getting to California.
Skip over the cow story.
So, dude, that's not even anything. That's nothing. Okay,
Wait, why'd you say
the most story that Burow would skim over is an entire episode of the podcast for me.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We made an entire episode about how we went to Cane's and the worker was really nice.
Yeah.
Well, so that day,
This guy's off a perk.
those bath salts be hitting.
Goes off the bath
You make a
salts.
whole episode
We did.
on that.
That was the clickbait on the episode.
MDPV is really making this guy's life better.
I'm back.
2,2-dimethyltryptamine is what Sandquist is doing right now.
It was fucking crazy. We get there. The person told us, like, don't bring anything. Like, the food's going to be supplied for you. You're going to have, like, Wi-Fi. You're going to have this. You don't have to drive to work.
You have basic necessities.
None of that was true. We arrived, and we had brought, like, a blanket, a pillow, and, like, a sheet and a few clothes. And they're like, oh, yeah, now you're fucked.
A few clothes?
A few pairs of clothes.
For the entire summer?
Yeah. I think I had, like, 5 shirts.
What the
like
fuck?
that. Well, because they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna supply uniforms and clothes and food and rides and heat and Wi-Fi. Oh, that was a lie. I didn't have heating half the time. The air conditioner was broke. The dishwasher was broke. The Wi-Fi was broke. Fucking everything was broke. The power was broke half the time. So like, I would buy a bunch of food and put it in the refrigerator, and the power would go on. I'm like, well, I just lost $50 in groceries. That sucks. And it just kept happening again and again and again. So I was like, all right, we made it work, and it became super fun. The first time that I showed up to the house, I ran into some guy named Phil. I'm just going to name drop him because he's a fucking douchebag. This guy, fuck you, Phil. This guy is like this like super Christian dude who's like also a stoner and an absolute asshole. Like, he started pretty cool. Who farted?
I saw Steve at Green Mill from Walmart.
Who's Steve?
Really?
No, and he looks at me and I'm like, and I knew who he was right away, and I'm like, cause like, so Walmart, I just stopped showing up to Walmart.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I just found about this recently that you just don't show up to jobs anymore. You just quit.
What are you talking about? No, that was just Walmart.
And Ace.
I got fired from Ace.
Because you didn't show up!
That's true. That's...
Okay, but
you're not in frame, by the way, Sandquist.
I was bad at Ace Hardware.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. I was like...
Okay, no, but Carter, so I saw him, and I'm like, I recognize you, don't I? And he's like, because he was like, just staring at me. And he's like, yeah, I'm Steve from Walmart. And I'm like, how you doing, Steve? And he just like look, and his wife looks at me and goes, who is that? I'm like, oh, I worked at Walmart like a year ago. And he just like staring at me, like not saying a word. And I'm just like,
damn.
Really?
That's because you probably tweaked.
You probably fucked over his scheduling.
I did. I know I did. I feel kind of bad.
You feel kind of bad. The thing is that you think it's like a big deal, like, yeah, I'm fuck the man. I'm gonna fuck, or not fuck the man. What is it? Fuck the...
No, Steve was awesome.
No. What do people say when they say, like, when they like fuck, like they say, I hate the bus? Is it like fuck the
man? It's
fuck.
Like
okay, that sounds
Rage Against
wrong.
the Machine.
No,
it's not fuck the man. That's just
that's the man, bro.
That's just having gay
bro.
sex. Okay, wait. What is it's not? But it is. Isn't it fuck the man?
Yeah,
you're gonna ruin
It
this
can't
day.
be fuck the man. Okay, I'm searching fuck the man.
Fuck the man.
Says Neville from iCarly.
Yeah. I was in for Halloween.
No, but Carter, seriously though, like, no, Steve's a good dude, so I felt like bad about it.
To defy authority, usually government. So that is right. It just
Fuck
sounds
the
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, Sandquist is thinking, yeah, fuck the man. But in reality,
The man
he's
who's
fucking
being
over his
fucked.
employees who are getting called in to work for him.
No, in reality, I got a way better job that offered me double per hour what I got.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
Like a Burrow just watching last week's episode.
I did the same shit with my job.
Then we got to get to that.
That's a crazy story. Okay,
I heard about that stuff.
So pretty much what happens, right, is Lauren and I are in Cali now. We move in. We make a bunch of friends. Phil's kind of a douche. Phil gets kind of crazy near the end. He like kind of starts losing his mind.
How old is Phil?
He's in his late 30s, and he's like this bearded bitch. I do not like him. He just sucks. he started getting really creepy with all the girls in the house, and all the girls were like, "What is this guy?" And he's saying some weird shit like, "I want to sit on their face," and weird shit like that. He said that about Lauren.
He wants to sit on their face?
Yeah. And then he started like asking like about like boofing drugs and stuff. Like he wanted people to boof drugs for him, like shove it up his ass. He started getting really weird, and they started to introduce himself to the new people as Dan. And then
Like he said he was Dan?
Yeah, he said his name was Dan. He's like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm Dan." Because my roommate, when I first met him, I was like drunk as hell, like laying like with one of my friends in the front yard, and we're drinking.
Why would you show that to me?
We were drinking, and some random guy is just like smoking a cigarette by his car, and I look over. He's like a foot away from me. I was telling some sob story from my past, and I look over, and this guy's been standing there the whole time. I was like, "What the fuck? Who are you?" Like, "Andrew, nice to meet you." We shake hands.
It was like,
and then he immediately became one of the gang.
Okay, hold on. Pause the podcast for a second. Sandquist is showing me something about fucking Russia invading Ukraine right now.
We don't care.
Wait.
God damn.
It's like they're... Well,
Russia's gonna like invade Ukraine and decapacitate their government.
Is it happening right now?
That means... And we're on Ukraine's border too right now,
Fira,
waiting to invade if they invade.
Dude, but Fira literally just got like a fucking draft card in the mail.
What?
That's not a thing.
But that's not for
That's not a thing.
Oh, really?
It's probably... Yeah, no.
I don't know. That freaked me the fuck out yesterday.
It doesn't exist.
Okay. Good. What the fuck was I talking about?
You were talking about your
Phil.
fucking Phil, who's like sitting on people's faces and stuff.
Yeah, he just got really weird, and then him and I got in a fight. Not a physical fight, but he wanted to fight me.
He wanted to sit on your face.
Well. So
he wins the fight. He's like, I know what I'm doing.
Well, so we're sitting down at the table.
Is he sitting on someone's face?
No. So we're sitting at this table, and the guy is sitting across from me. He's like, "Someone's been throwing up blood in the bathroom again." And I was like,
"Again?"
I was like, "Dude, that's not throwing up blood. That's just period blood." And he's like, "I think I know what period blood is and what throw up blood is." And I was like, "Dude, that is just period blood." And I was like, "How did it get both on the seat and then on the inside? If someone's throwing up, you're not going to throw up on the seat. That just doesn't make sense." And he's like, "So you don't think I know what a vagina looks like?" And I was like, "What does that have to do with anything?" He's like, "I was fucking women before you were born, kid." And then I was
This guy's something overcompensating.
This is Phil, right?
Yeah, this is Phil.
What did you say about my tiny penis? I don't have a tiny penis.
Well, and then he starts like yelling.
I definitely don't want to give you a foot massage.
He just starts like yelling at me about shit, and then I was just like, he's like, "You're actually suspect number one because you're trying to blame it on some girls," and I was like, "I think you're suspect number one because you get fucking blackout drunk every night." And then he's like, "Oh, you want to go?" And I was like, "No." And he stands up. He's like, "Come outside with me. I'm going to kick your ass." And I was like, "I'm not going anywhere. Sit your ass down." And then he like walked off. He's just like, "My girlfriend's cheating on me." He starts crying at the table. I was like, "Fuck off, dude." I don't know. He was an absolute asshole. And then...
Why are you sitting in the corner looking like that, Carter?
I don't know. I've been zoning out.
Carter's just looking at his hands like this. He's praying.
Carter's praying mantis right now.
Well, shit gets really wild because...
Quit touching my feet, you weirdo.
Yeah,
I do not want to give you a foot
massage.
massage.
Me too.
I do not want to give you a foot massage. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
Yo, this guy's Phil.
Phil Quist?
Okay.
Sit on my face, Carter.
This is the best shit. So, this man, almost every single night, he'd buy this giant fucking sausage, put it on a pan, and then leave it in the oven, and you get too high or too drunk to take it out. So, like, the house would start smoking up every single night, because this man would leave it.
How big was this house?
Damn.
It was a mansion. It was like a really big house that we lived in. It had 3 stories, like 2 kitchens, 3 living rooms, like 8 bathrooms.
So like Tyler's house.
Yeah, about like that. Just didn't have a pool. It was fucking
Tyler's house is better
huge.
than the mansion.
Yeah, it was wild. So my roommate and I started leaving poems for him. We'd like write a poem on the sausage and hang it on his doorknob. The burned sausage, because this guy was a fucking asshole. And then after that, he'd wake up and trash everything in the kitchen, start smashing plates.
Were they aggressive haikus?
Yeah, it was. It was like
They were aggressive.
I want to kill you.
No,
You are such a shitty boss. Please sit on my face.
I need to find a picture of this shit.
I think I was actually 5'7".
No, it was.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I think I have one of the sausage somewhere here.
No, it was 6.
No, you
Let's
are
see.
such a shitty boss. Please sit on my face.
God, I don't think I have a picture of the sausage anymore.
Do you have a picture of Phil?
I do not have a picture of Phil. Well, yeah, we write poems like roses are red, violets are blue. You left your sausage out, that's strike 2. Some dumb bullshit like that, and he just get really mad. And then he like spit his nicotine packets out in the sink.
Gross.
And then we'd like take it and put it in his cup and like leave it outside his door and like write another poem. He was just getting really aggressive. And then near the end, there's this shit that was happening where it's like the room next to mine, a lot of noise was going on in it. And every single night I'd wake up to something smashing against the wall or something banging or like a door opening. I was like, oh my God, these new neighbors suck. So I was going to pound on the wall. I was like, I'm just going to go back to sleep because I don't want to introduce myself that way. I don't want to be the crabby ass neighbor. So
Mr. Heckles.
I'm complaining at work. I was like, I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. Like my new neighbor's loud as fuck. I was talking to my boss. He's like, let me check who moved in next door. He looks like, there's nobody next door. No one's in that room. I was like, what the fuck? I've been hearing shit in that room all night. It's just been fucking waking me up. And he's like, has Lauren been waking up to it? And I was like, nah, dude, she sleeps like really hard. He's like, are you sure you're hearing noises? I swear I'm not crazy, dude. There's some shit going on in that room. Well, so we get the housing manager to go and open up the room. Nah, they open up the room and shit was moved around. There was shit moved around in there, and there's a key missing too. So they're like, "What the fuck? Someone's breaking into that room."
It's Phil.
We think it might have been Phil.
It's Phil's alternate personality,
wait,
Dan.
Wait. Phil,
Dan Snyder.
No. Phil.
That's why he's so obsessed with feet.
Dude,
I made that up.
He'd actually not been fired yet, so no, he couldn't have been Phil. So we don't know who this guy was who was breaking in and shit. So then one day there's like a flashlight like poking in my window. So I run upstairs. And I'm like, I ran to some girl named Catherine in the hallway. I was like, what the fuck? Do you see the people shining flashlights in the window? And she's like, no. So we should go upstairs and get some people. So we run upstairs to Phil's room, and Phil's in. I'm not going to say that.
Is Phil basically like Benson from regular show?
No. Benson
Daniel and Lauren, get back to work. Clean up the park.
So then what happens is this man is like, oh, who's out there? Who's out there? I'm gonna kick their ass. He grabs this old rusty wrench and just goes outside and goes missing. We're like, where the fuck did this guy go?
Who?
Wait, was he okay?
Phil goes outside with this rusty ass wrench. He's like, I'm gonna fuck somebody up, and goes outside. And he just disappears. And then like a half hour later, he comes back in and he's like, I don't know where I went. I think you're possessed with demons, Dan. He like brought his Bible out and like gave it to me, started like praying over me. I was like, bro, what the fuck? He's like, you've been drinking that kava tea. I know that's that satanic shit. I was like, nah, that's just a plant.
Why are you staying with Phil at this point?
I was like, that's just a plant grown in Hawaii, bro. What are you talking about? I was like, I see you do your devil chants. And I was like, I've never done that in my life. He's like, I've heard you do it. And I was like,
what?
I've not been doing shit, dude. He's like, I know there's some evil spirits in that basement. You've summoned them. Well, not long after that is when we fought. He yelled at me. He started crying about his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And I talked to my boss, and he just disappeared. He got fired.
Phil?
Yeah, and they started texting some girls in the house like with a new number. He's like, I know where you live. This is your room. He's like sending them pictures of their door and shit.
Oh,
and then we all met up with Phil. Or we're all going to meet up with Phil because everybody got that number and started texting him. And they're like, yo, let's meet up. Like we're all saying that we're girls and shit. Now we're going to meet him up and we were going to yell at him and scare him. But nope, he didn't show up.
Damn.
And then he disappeared and we have no clue where he is.
Just like circle him and start going, nightmare.
Was that a reference to the Eric Andre
Eric
show?
Andre, the LSD joke with Wiz Khalifa.
Wait, was that the same episode
Wiz
with Tyler, the
Khalifa.
Creator? Episode.
Tyler, your dad? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, so that was fucking wild. So that was the Phil story arc. And then my roommate came. His name was Andrew. Him and I became super close.
Wait, I think we were rooming with Lauren.
We were rooming, but then we drove her to San Francisco and she flew back to the U of M.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We had like 6-7 months apart from each other when I was in California.
But you're still dating for most of that?
Yes.
Okay.
So then after Lauren left, I did get a little bit depressed. I became a mad stoner. I was like smoking hella. But then I became not so depressed because I started working out with all my friends. We started writing and shit. And we went on all sorts of adventures. We
Have you written any books?
What?
Have you written any stories or books?
I've written a lot of stories, but I've not written any books.
Like, how long are the stories that you write?
I mean, it's all over the place. Like, some are like 80 pages.
Can I read one?
Yeah, sure.
Send one to me, actually. I'll read it.
I will. I will send you one.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
shit just got really interesting from there. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I've done a lot of drugs. I've hung out with a lot of people. Okay. I'm not going to post this on my story. Like the Be Quiet podcast thing, because there's one person that I don't want to see this.
You can just mute them from your story.
I block them from your story.
Okay, good idea. Wait.
Yeah, nope. You sold yourself. Now you've revealed that you just don't want one person.
There are a few people I don't want.
But
to
you
see.
can mute multiple people.
You can mute multiple people.
And you can customize one specific Snapchat story post, and it's like only them, they can't see it.
Okay, well, there's one person who's a friend of mine that also is like a really heavy drug user.
Okay.
And depending on what drugs he's on, he's a completely different dude. So,
You have some nice friends.
I do have a lot of nice friends. This is like their worst side. But this one guy, I just this was right after my breakup had happened.
So when you guys, it was like December or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might have been November going to December, and then we started dating.
I feel like I remember hearing about it.
Same. That's what I was saying.
I don't remember who I heard about that from.
I heard from Carter.
How did you guys? I think I told like one person, and then everybody found out. I told
Lauren probably told some people.
No. Because she was just telling her friends on campus. I think I told my friend Noah, and somehow from there, like...
There's no way that Noah has the reach.
I don't remember how I heard
Well, like Noah told Johnny.
Maybe I heard it from Marcus.
Johnny told Connor. Connor told like McCoy. McCoy told people. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. I think it happened from like that.
Find the
I don't think
grapevine.
I heard it from... Quit touching my feet, Jay.
Well...
It's a new one?
It's the new one.
That's fire.
Why is...
Okay, just don't need to. That's all we need
That's
to
all
say.
it is.
We all at the same time go,
Basically, there's a. Man, let's just not even say.
Yeah.
Just
No,
some
no,
joke.
yeah.
If you want to know what we're
Say it,
talking,
though.
if you know who I am in real life and you want to know what we were just looking at, you can Snapchat me and I'll tell you if I think you're worthy enough to know. But it's not that big of a deal. But I'm not gonna say on the podcast because I don't want to be a dick.
Can I say on the podcast?
No.
Okay. I wasn't going to anyways. I was just being kelpy.
Okay.
Well, so...
Look at Carter.
What am I going to call this guy? I'm going to call him James.
Okay.
He's a really cool guy. When I first met him, we immediately clicked. He's really into psychedelics. He loves plants. He loves growing shit.
You guys should fuck already. I mean, jeez.
We were good friends. He's also kind of a nerd. Well, he did a lot of drugs. He did some crazy drugs. He did like heroin and fentanyl very frequently.
Fentanyl?
Damn.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Ooh, shit.
And he's the only person I've ever known who smoked hydrocodone. It was so what you do is you put the pill on tinfoil and then light it underneath until the pill melts and starts bubbling, and then it starts to smoke, and he'd bring a straw up and inhale the fumes.
Really?
And he'd get really fucked up off that. Well, he would just like sometimes be in a really bad headspace, and he would just do some wacky shit. So like I was sitting, I just broken up. I was really sad. I was like, yeah, I'm sad about this. Like, this is kind of rough. And then he goes on this super long story about breaking up with his girlfriend and having to get his guitar back and having to talk to the mom and a legal dispute and a case. He's going on for like 20 minutes and then 30 minutes. And the story just keeps getting more and more intense. I'm just kind of sitting there. And then he looks me in the eyes. And as he's looking at me, while he's telling the story, his one eye just wanders off.
What
It just looks off to the side.
fuck?
And then it snapped back, just back to staring at me. He didn't blink or anything. He just like wandered off and then just like snapped back. It was weird.
That's fucking spooky.
And then as he's still talking, he reaches in his ear, pulls out a huge chunk of earwax and flicks it on the ground while he's talking to me. And then as he's still talking to me, reaches his armpit, rips out his armpit hair and drops it in a pile of ginger hair on the floor. Like, while he's just talking, he's not even noticing he's doing it. And I was cracking up so hard.
He just ripped his eye out like Peter.
And he's like,
it's bugging me.
And then he's like, I was laughing about that. He's like, it's not funny. It's a really sad situation. I still haven't got my guitar back. Like, he was like tearing up while he's telling me this, but he's just like tweaking, ripping his arms.
Oh my god.
Armpit hair out.
That's crazy.
And yeah, I think that's a good introduction of that guy, James.
James.
Oh, the Pro Bowl's going on right now.
Well, James, on New Year's Eve, New Year's was the turning point of all of this.
Jake, we're having a podcast, man.
New Year's is what turned my life in Cali from just like being a careless stoner into being homeless. So what happened New Year's is we had this one guy who's pretty problematic in the house. He would do a lot of really bad shit.
Sounds like Big Brother.
And
The TV show?
Yeah.
I love that show.
It was chaotic, but this guy was like kind of a problem in the house. He's doing a lot of bad shit. I'm not gonna specify anything, but one of my good friends was really good friends with him, so we weren't going to tell him to leave or kick him out. He's actually trying to come to Portland with us when we were gonna go to Portland. Well, that was our plan. So we're trying to find ways to have him not come with us because like he was causing a lot of problems. There's like a lot of drug abuse going on. A guy overdosed because of him. A lot of really bad stuff was happening around this guy. Well, essentially, we had a COVID outbreak at the house, and I had planned a party for New Year's, and a bunch of people were going to come, but I had to cancel it. Well, when I came back to the house, which was a long story, because I was stranded at a resort, and I had to get driven back, and it was a bunch of shit happened. It was wild. But essentially, I had to get back to the house. I finally got back that night. I'd been stranded because of a snowstorm in California, of all places, because I was in the mountains.
Okay.
At this resort. Pretty much, I finally got to come back home for New Year's, and a party was going on. I was like, what the fuck? Why is there a party? Like, everyone in this house has COVID. I was negative. I don't know why I did not catch COVID, but I didn't, and I was around a lot of people with COVID. So there's a whole ass party going on. They're smoking blunts in our fucking living room. I was like, we have house inspection tomorrow. We're fucked. They're just smoking like they chain smoked 10 blunts in the living room. They had hotboxed the whole house. I was like, what the fuck?
This is like, okay, sorry. This is literally, you literally live regular show in real life. Like, that's literally like Benson's like, Mordecai and Rigby, this house better be spotless tomorrow or you're fired. And then they like are like, oh come on Benson, and then they like have one party and then like a fucking death shows up and like fucking unicorns show up and they're like, oh Benson's gonna kill us.
Wait,
and then
isn't
That's what
marijuana
happened.
legal?
What?
Isn't marijuana legal where you were?
Yeah, marijuana's legal, but no one wants you. I mean, cigarettes are illegal. They're not going to let you smoke cigarettes in a house.
I guess. Okay, good point.
So they fucking gassed the house out. It was like creeping into people's rooms upstairs and shit. People were coming out and yelling. Like this one couple who I ended up beefing with in the end started fighting with this one guy. The one problem guy. They like started fighting and yelling at each other. Also, that guy tried to fight me too because he was tweaking about like me playing with a broom. And like he's like, you got dust in my food, and like picks me up and slams me against the wall. He's like, fuck you, buddy. I'm a germaphobe, and you're getting dust in my food. And Andrew was just like,
who's Andrew?
My roommate.
His roommate.
And I was on shrooms at the time. I was tripping my fucking ass off because some random guys I'd never met in my life showed up and they go, want some shrooms? I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, are they free? Yeah. So they just gave me shrooms. So I ate a whole eighth of shrooms. So I was on 3.5 grams.
Yeah.
Jake, Sandquist is flashing us in the behind the podcast. I'm gonna see if my computer's gonna get percentage better. Okay, yeah.
I started tripping really fucking hard, and I go into this room. Turns out James, who had to get moved out of housing because he wouldn't get the vaccine, had decided to move into the vacant room next to mine, the same room that we had thought was haunted. He like moved his shit in there and set up a desk and started selling drugs out of the room next door. And I go in there and he has goodie bags right here, a scale, a calculator, and a lamp. He's like in a robe. He's in this like Japanese robe, just shirtless with his like ginger chest hair sticking out. And he's like, how can I help you? Like, I walked into his room and he was just, like, selling drugs. Like, it was a fucking business.
It's like Legend of Zelda NPC.
Exactly, yeah. He should, like, weigh it out in a baggie, set it on the scale, do the calculations, charge
He's
the
doing
person.
business within the own house.
Yeah. He didn't even live there, dude. He just moved in. He's like, yeah, dude, New Year's is when I make my best sales. I'm just moving in for New Year's and I'll be right out. They're like, okay. So people I've never met before start showing up to the house and just hanging in that room. And they get so fucked up, they're like chain smoking cigarettes in the room. And I was like, oh god, they're like putting it out on the bed and shit. I was like, oh fuck.
Wait a minute, save the cigarette stories when Sandquist comes back.
Fuck you.
So what ends up happening is these two guys who I've never met in my life who gave me shrooms, they sit down and they do 7 lines of blow. They do 2 Xanax that were 2 milligrams a bar. So that's like pretty much like 4 bars of Xanax. Then they took 300 milligrams of MDMA, smoked 3 cigarettes, chain smoked the 10 blunts upstairs, came back down.
Did you wash your hands?
Each of them drank a whole bottle of. Each of them drank a whole bottle of Apple Jack Daniels each, and then on top of that, took an 1/8 of shrooms each, and then each of them smoked a hydro, took 7 grams of kratom. You're only supposed to take 5.
Okay.
And then they're just like buzzing in the corner. They're like, just like seeing shit. And I walk up to him, I'm like, hey, are you good? He goes, you know what I could use right now? A good cup of coffee. I was like, you do not need anything else, bro. Like, you're about to die. And they're perfectly fine. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did that and didn't die. I was really fucking scared the whole night. Someone overdosed the next morning, which is pretty fucked up.
Did they survive?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
That's when shit got really bad. So this whole party's going on, a bunch of crazy shit's going on. I'm like, I just got to go to sleep. This is getting too out of hand. Like, it's kind of stressing me out. I don't want to be seen in this crowd because, like, if someone reports somebody, I'm gonna be fucked too. Because I was the one who originally threw the party, who then canceled the party. And I don't want people thinking I threw the party with this COVID thing going on. So I'm getting kind of stressed out. I go upstairs and the one guy who's like kind of the problem kid of the house picked up a couch and was carrying it out to the living room on his back. Like he moved it all the way from the it wasn't the basement, it was by the staircase. He had to bring it through a hallway, through the kitchen, all the way down this super long hallway into the living room. He was carrying it on his back. It was like a couch about that big. That he like threw onto his back, and it was also one of those like mechanical couches, so it had a fucking motor in it. It was like, walking out with it. And he like slammed it down. And we had way too many couches in the living room now because this guy just decided to.
How many couches do you have in the living room at this point?
That was the 3rd couch.
That's one couch too many.
It was 1 couch too many, dude. It was fucked.
All you need is 2.
I don't know. Stuff just started getting a little more wild. They brought out BB guns, started shooting off the porch and shit. They like set up a bunch of signs, and then I went to sleep and woke up the next day to a bunch of people being like, "Oh fuck, the cops are here! They're raiding the place." And I was like, "What the fuck?" So I grabbed my drug testing kit, which it can legally be counted as paraphernalia. It's how you test drug purity.
Okay.
My roommate was gone, and he's like, "Oh, bro, I got MDMA and shrooms. You need to throw it." And I was like, okay. So I was in the bathroom shitting, and then I hear someone come down the hallway, and they're like, knock, knock. And they're knocking on doors and like going in. It's like, oh, fuck.
Like some 50-year-old cop should be going, knock, knock. Guess who it is?
So that was the manager. That was the general manager of the whole resort that came with a sheriff. Then the toilet paper was out in the bathroom. So I was like, oh, fuck. So I put my pants up, ran down the hall past the police officer and the manager to the bathroom, wiped my ass, ran back down the hallway, went to the room. I was on the phone with my roommate. He's like, bro.
Whoa, wait, hold on.
So you ran down the hallway
let me get the whole story again. So you have shit on your ass. So do you flush the toilet?
Yes.
Okay, so then you go to a different bathroom, get toilet paper.
Wipe. And that's what.
Then you flush that toilet paper. You wash your hands in that bathroom.
I do, yes.
Did you clean the shit out of your underwear? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Did you pull your pants up in a way that the shit wouldn't?
I pulled my underwear down, my pants up.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay.
So it wouldn't like smear on anything. So then I run back as they're coming to the next room, they're like, knock, knock. I run in my room. I'm on the phone with my roommate. I'm like, where are the drugs, dude? Where are the drugs? I need to fucking throw that shit. We're about to get arrested. I was like yelling at him on the phone. And then all of a sudden they come to the door. I was like, oh, fuck. So I grab it. I see the giant mushroom. It's sitting right here. And then under all that is a little Transformer Molly pill. I find it, scoop that shit up, slam the drawer.
It's like
run out the back. I have a little back patio area, and I sneak out that right as they're coming in, shut it, throw the shit in the woods, and just dip. I was like, oh my god, that was so close to me getting a fucking felony.
How do the cops not see you run in the house?
I guess I was stealthy as fuck. I don't know.
Stealthy.
I don't know, bro.
Stealthy as fuck with shit in your pants.
Essentially, dude. So that day,
Essentially,
after I chucked the drugs into the woods,
the shit in my pants was
adequate. Holy shit! The craziest thing that happened was, remember how I said next door was where James was like posted up with all the drugs?
Yes.
Well, they had arrived. He sneaking out the back with like his suitcases, like running to his car, which he had parked on the side of the house, and like packing his shit up. And like right after he had left, like him and I both bumped into each other running out the doors. Because he was running out from the police officer. I was running out from the manager. And we both like slammed our screen doors at the same time, like booked it. It was hilarious. I was like, you're here, you're safe. He's like, yep, dude, I just gotta get out of here. I was like, all right. I fist bumped him. He drove off and I didn't see him for a few weeks. Until he ended up getting chased by somebody and he had to get a gun. It was some wild shit. He ended up getting a German fucking pistol from World War II.
What the fuck
like
is
a
this
Ruger?
guy?
It was. That's what it was. That's what it
like
was.
The one with the pullback? Yeah.
I will ask him to send me a picture of the gun he got. Well, a bunch of just some wild shit went down.
My New Year's was just not that entertaining.
That day.
Wasn't I with you at New Year's?
That day, our problem guy.
With you, actually.
Oh yeah.
Our problem guy got fired.
New Year's.
We did do that.
And I guess.
What?
The problem guy that I had a problem with, that a lot of people in the house had a problem with, he got fired.
And
then
Kyle.
I don't even know how to explain that situation because that was pretty fucked up.
Look at me and Hanson on New Year's.
Oh my god.
Okay. Anyways.
Then the next morning, we walked into the guy who's like the problem guy at the house getting yelled at by the manager. They're like, fuck you! No, fuck you! No, fuck you! And they're yelling at each other. It's like, what the fuck is going on? So I go out. I leave. And I come back. And they're like, oh shit. My one friend, Kyle. I'll call him Kyle. My one friend Kyle is like, oh shit. The dude got kicked out. He's fired now. Like they said they're going to start cracking down on us. I think we're all fucked. I think we're all going to get fired because of that party. It's like, what the fuck? I didn't even do anything that bad. I mean, I just took shrooms. Like, that's not too bad. And he's like, oh yeah, my friend left his BB gun. I was like, oh shoot. And he's like, oh, what eye do you aim with? Do you aim with your right eye or your left eye? I was like, I don't know, just give it to me. So I step outside and I aim down. I'm like, oh, well, it looks like I aim with my right eye. And he's like, all right. I go back inside. Give him his gun back, and I didn't think anything of it. Well, that's what I got in trouble for later, because they hit a camera after New Year's Eve on the porch, where I stepped out with the gun and aimed down it, and I was going to get fired for that, because they were trying to fire everyone in the house.
I saw that on your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also,
you called me that the day you posted that.
There's a pumpkin as well that had like a bunch of worms in it.
Yeah.
On the porch. And I just like picked it up and I like threw it into a bush because I just didn't want it on the porch. And the guy, he's the hiring manager, came by. He's like, that little bastard was on camera smashing pumpkins. Fuck him! He's like raging out. And then, oh my god, my first introduction to this guy was super unfortunate too. It was the day before. No, it was 2 days before.
Is it like Pops' dad of
Mr. Maylard?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Do you have a Pops, like a nice guy, like, oh, Burow, you could go smoke shrooms if you want.
Oh, man.
What skips?
A pop. No, skips. Burow, you shouldn't be doing that, Burow.
Who's muscle?
Phil, you shouldn't have been fucking with the pop, Burow.
Who else has a drug tester? My mom.
Okay.
Burow.
Let's see.
You can't do that, Burow.
Dude, I don't even know who any of those characters would be. We just got too many fucking characters.
You have High Five Ghost?
I don't.
Oh, dude. You're a high five ghost.
No, dude. I'm fucking Rigby.
No, who's the
When
Mordecai?
I was there, my friend Andrew.
Dude.
Andrew was Mordecai. I was Rigby.
So
Dude, you can't do
so
that.
is Phil Benson then?
Phil's
got to be Benson, right?
Burrow
He just
and
has to be.
Andrew. You gotta clean up these pumpkins right now,
Or you're
fired!
dude. God, I don't even know.
That show is so funny. This
Carter's watching
What?
it one night at like 3 a.m. and I woke up and all of a sudden regular shows just playing and I'm like,
Yeah,
you just hear that.
When
You
at
just
the
hear
start
that.
of college,
You
I
just
was
hear the
watching a
startup.
lot of regular
You hear the
shows.
startup. It was like the.
I don't know if you're going for a high five there.
No, I was like gonna do like the the beginning.
Y'all
The
watch
intro to regular
Euphoria?
show.
Yeah, I have.
I have not.
Fucking
My fucking
good-ass
friends are watching
show.
Euphoria.
That's a great show.
What-
Euphoria is a
What
really
friends?
good
Is it
one.
the one?
Brennan is watching
Dude,
Euphoria.
Brennan is a beauty. I love Brennan.
All right, we should have you meet him someday.
No, dude, he invited me up next. Brennan invited me up next weekend.
No, because Teglin is like, Sandquist is gonna come up on Saturday. He's gonna come to Eau Claire. And I'm like,
Then Taylor
that's
didn't
why I'm
invite me.
going home.
No, they didn't invite me. He just like completely like backed out on it.
Well, no, because I told him not to invite you because
No,
then I would
but then
be
Friday night when you
Why
were there,
is
he
the
backed out
gorilla
on it too.
video
Oh.
on the TV?
Okay, that was so 2 weeks ago when we were talking about a video of a gorilla.
That's the funniest.
You're
shit.
gonna get
That's funny.
copyright striked
That's
How did I
funny.
get copy strike for that?
because it's someone else's video.
I don't know. I found it publicly, so. Well, anyways,
What happens from there? Me and all my friends got really depressed because we all got like laid off work after that because like COVID like literally locked the place
So
down.
this is how you became homeless.
Not
this is a
quite
different story from what I
yet.
heard.
I guess we weren't completely laid off, but like
Wait,
A
so what I'm
bunch
hearing is
of-
you got laid?
no.
You got laid!
All right, finish the fucking story.
So we are pretty much all stuck in our house. All of us are really afraid of being fired because they started putting up cameras. They're all trying to fucking get us fired.
Just
It
don't
was
do drugs.
getting a little bit intense. Pretty much everybody in the house left at this point. Like everyone either moved on site, left because they got fired, or left because they just wanted to leave because they felt really, really uncomfortable with the situation. So me and my 4 friends who were going to move to Portland together started hanging out like every single day for like multiple hours. We're watching like 3 movies a day. We'd all like go on runs together. It just became like really nice because all of us are like, this is about to be really intense, whatever happens next. Like we're all probably going to have to leave and we need to find a place to go. So the 5 of us were all going to crash together. One of my friend's parents got really sick, so he couldn't go to Portland anymore. It was a really sad situation. So he couldn't go, and then my other 2 friends were like, it's probably not what's best for us. They ended up in Madison, Wisconsin, which is just 4 hours away. So
That's
I'm going to
funny.
go visit them. My other friend, Andrew, him and I ended up being homeless and just like traveling because we're going to go to a ski resort, and I was going to owe him money because I want to keep working at Evergreen, the place I worked. I want to keep working there for a little bit longer so I can make a paycheck or 2. I was gonna stay there until I got fired, pretty much, because my boss really liked me. Like he liked me a lot. I was really good friends with my boss. He actually,
He's Pops.
I don't know what. He's not
Pops isn't really a boss though.
He is above Benson. He's
He
Benson's
is.
boss.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, Pops
Yeah.
runs the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Maylard is Pops' dad, and
Yeah, he's Mr. Maylard.
Mr. Maylard is the
Okay.
owner of the park, and then Benson's just the general manager.
And it's funny because Mr. Maylard like pretty much makes Benson babysit Pops. It's like his role.
Yeah.
Wait, so basically what I'm hearing is, it's like, at this place, it's almost like a game show. It's like, damn, bro, congratulations, you made another week.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
exactly. That's what it's like.
Someone gets voted off every week.
Someone gets
Dude,
voted off the island.
Every single week, somebody left, and we're like, they were voted off the island. We made that exact same joke.
That's really funny.
Dab me up, bro.
Burrow, your tribe has spoken.
Burrow,
he
I'm
takes the
tribe
fucking torch, he puts it out.
You have to go to Exile Island.
They gotta
They gotta go to the jury house.
The
You-
drama
you
music
just-
starts
you
playing.
have to
It's like, da-da-da-da-da-da. Damn, bro.
You have to face Phil in some games on Exile Island. You were voted off the island. It was really sad because like
If you win against Phil in the gulag, you can get voted back.
More like Squid Game.
Yeah.
dude, it was some pretty intense shit. We did have a golden age. We had a golden age where like every single night we'd all like cook each other food, hang out, go on hikes, fucking.
Fuck each other.
No, not for the most part.
That's
I don't know. It was a really good time. We had a lot of people staying at the house, and we had a lot of like reoccurring characters that would come from like Evergreen or Rush Creek to the house. Like we'd pick them up, which are
Like Thomas, Death,
essentially, yeah.
side characters.
We had the Evergreen crew, which was like
Eileen,
4 or 5 people.
Margaret.
and then we had the Rush Creek crew, which was way bigger because that was just a massive place. Rush Creek was huge. Evergreen was pretty small, and I worked at Evergreen. Well, I'm homeless because everyone ended up deciding to leave. My roommate's like, I got you covered. We're going to do a road trip. So we were like, where do we go? I guess we're going to a ski resort. So we start traveling.
Wait, you decided to go to a ski resort?
Yeah, so we start heading north.
Just to have fun?
Oh, to work at a ski resort.
Okay.
Because it's a seasonal job that has housing.
Okay,
So we're like, yeah, sure, we'll just go to Oregon. So we just start driving. We just picked a direction. We're like, let's go north. We just started driving north. We ended up in Santa Cruz, which we made a bunch of friends there.
That's California, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Santa Cruz, we made a bunch of friends with a bunch of locals.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we interviewed some people at Five Guys with our GoPro, and we just became friends with them. They're like, yo, like, come crash at Westcliff with us. Like, that's because they're also sleeping in their cars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, dude, Westcliff's the spot. Okay? So, and they also gave us free food. So, like,
you won't get murdered at Westcliff. Don't worry.
Yeah,
You'll
dude,
survive.
It was awesome. So we just get food there. I found this thing out with a McDonald's app where if I used my receipt, I could go and rate the restaurant I was at and then get free food and then use that receipt to just repeat and get endless free food. So I was getting free food from McDonald's, free food from Five Guys, and then I had one of my friends give me a bunch of expired sandwiches from Rush Creek and just like pack it a giant thing. And you can only have the sandwiches out for like 3 or 4 days. So I had a shit ton of them. They ended up actually going bad near the end, so I couldn't eat them. But I was just bombing. I was getting so much free shit.
Wait, were you ever like on the street corner with like a hat, like playing like a guitar or something?
No. But I had a
He's
lot
like,
of
I'll tell you a story about.
I'll tell you a story
really
for a nickel.
He's like, I'll teach you how to meditate.
I didn't know you could get free food like that.
Yeah, we said to find a way because we're broke.
Yeah.
So we found a way. We started sleeping in my car. I ended up making a bed in my front seat that I could like put down if I needed to sleep, or like throw in the back if I didn't need to sleep. A bunch of crazy shit ended up happening with that. We stayed in Santa Cruz for a while, made a bunch of friends, decided that we're going to go to Big Sur and try and find a job in Big Sur instead. So we drive to Big Sur, which is a state park. And
Cali?
Yeah, while we were there, this is when probably my most epic adventure I've ever had.
Oh
took
shit,
place.
it's about to get real.
So,
He left us on a cliffhanger upstairs. I think we're gonna find out the story.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I was with my roommate. He's like, you know what, dude? We are gonna go hiking. I was like, all right.
Okay.
And he likes to plan everything out. So I was like, dude, yeah, I'll let you plan this one. He's like, don't worry, I'll have everything. I was like, sweet. So we planned this hike out where we're gonna go camp at.
Okay,
some hot
pause for a
springs.
second. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'm very distracted. Sandquist, are you chewing on a fucking straw again?
No.
I can
You
see
are.
it.
I just saw it.
What?
I was literally, you started the story and I'm just like, and I was like, oh god, he's doing it already.
Pretty much, we decided we were going to go camping. And I had a tab of acid. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to take this tab, strip naked, and go on this hike. That's what I want to do. I want to do a naked hike. Because it was a clothing optional hot spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, it's a hike to the hot spring. So, I mean, maybe it's a clothing optional hike. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is going to be on this hike.
Children.
We did run into a family. No children. It was just a married couple. And my roommate ran away. And I just was like, sorry, I'm naked. And they're like, nah, we're skinny dipping back there too. You're fine.
So your
Here's
balls
something.
and your dick and balls are just flopping around?
Yeah, dude, I have a picture. I'll show you.
No, I don't want to see.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious.
I'm kind of curious, but cover your dick and
Okay,
balls.
I'm kind of serious. You got to cover your dick and balls, but
I'm not going to cover my dick and balls.
I don't want to see the dick and balls. I don't think you understand, bro.
It's just a dick and balls.
It's just you
Who
have a
gives
dick
a
and
shit?
balls.
I'm wearing
Why have you
socks.
seen
I mean,
it?
his
How many
penis
times have you
before.
seen my dick?
Exactly.
I've
I've never seen your dick.
Spark.
You've
seen my
dick.
dick.
You've seen my dick. I know I've shown you my dick.
I have not seen your dick, bro.
Ben Teglin.
No, I don't want to see your dick now.
Ben Teglin saw mine.
Okay.
I've seen
Ben
Connor's, but I haven't
Tess
seen it.
Nordine saw Ben Teglin.
That's right.
When was this?
Seventh grade
He got
science.
pants. In Tess.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
People in Eau Claire will like to hear that story.
Yes.
This is me on the hike.
That's
I
funny
thought
as
you were
fuck.
trolling. You
That's
actually
funny
did
as
go.
fuck.
Yeah. No, I for
That's
real.
a
did.
fire-
Wait,
that's
but
a fire
please tell me you
picture.
wore shoes.
Post on
I did,
Instagram.
yeah.
Post on
This is
Instagram.
like
I
Burrow
really
is like
want to.
in GTA 5, like in the like those people in the fucking the cliff. He's like in that civilization.
Dude, it was fucking.
I was trying to say, bro, made it back.
So-
you fly back or drive back?
I flew back.
Well,
That's-
let him finish the story.
So I started going on this hike. It seems like such a good idea. It's about to be so much fun. I'm about to trip fucking balls on this hike, and
And hopefully you don't trip and squash your balls on this hike.
that'd be really bad.
So,
So we start going. We start hiking. The acid's kicking. I'm feeling all spiritual. I'm seeing the trees, and I'm like, yo, like we're all unified. Like this all makes sense. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. And my idea going into this trip was I didn't know where I wanted to go, where I wanted to work, what was a good idea anymore.
Goes to a job interview. Naked.
I just wanted to get some guidance from the psychedelic on this trip. So this is going to be my redemption. For all the bullshit that happened, I need to clear my mind and find out what I needed to do. I knew this trip would do it for me. So I take the tab of acid. It was, I think 100 milligram or
So this trip,
100
when you say trip,
micrograms.
you say trip in two different ways.
I
That's
do.
the second one I've done in this exact in this story. Okay.
So we start hiking. We start very early in the morning, and we set out. We start hiking. I feel great. The acid's making me really exhilarated, so I'm moving. I don't even feel. My body doesn't even hurt from the hike. I feel very loose, energized, ready
Probably
to
knows you
go.
could pass like multiple
And-
children on the way.
No. That's not how acid works. So as we're hiking,
Just imagine
I
those
get really
kids.
freaked out. I had the bear spray in my hands, and something's tearing at us out of this bush. And my room is like, oh god. It's like, ah! So I pull the bear spray. I start spraying at this bush. She's like, spray at the bush. It's like, ah! So I start spraying, and I've never shot bear spray before. It's actually very liquidy. So it shoots on this bush, and a bird flies off.
Ooh.
I probably killed this poor bird. I feel really bad about that.
What is bear
It's
spray?
accurate though. It rips.
It is
shoots
very accurate.
Spray. It's,
Well, little did I know, it's bear repellent. It's 1,000 times stronger. Or no, bear's sense of smell is 1,000 times stronger than humans. So if this hits that bear, blinded, fucking nose deaf for the rest of its life. It's not gonna fuck with you. It's actually so traumatized about that location, it'll never go back there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
fucks them up. So like, if you're ever gonna get fucked up by a bear, spray that shit on them, and they're like done. They're done.
like you can't shoot them. They'll just run through the bullet and that'll kill you.
We should
Bears
use
got
that as
the
a
bear
pepper
spray.
spray. We should use that as.
No,
pepper
because
spray.
it'll make you blind.
Will it
My roommate got it in his mouth because after I had sprayed
gross.
it, after I had sprayed it, what we didn't realize it's a one-time use. You pull the pin and you spray it. It sprays as long as you're holding it, and then if you don't hold it, it's still open, so it just leaks out.
Oh.
So we're like, fuck, we don't have any protection now.
So you wasted your one bear spray
On a bird. On a fucking bird.
Nice.
I mean, why do you give the guy on acid the bear spray? That doesn't make sense. I was looking at the bush, and I was like,
What if it bounced off the bush and landed on his balls? And it's just like, ah!
that'd be fucking terrible. Okay, so
Which one of the guy that got in his mouth?
he just couldn't taste for like 4 days. It was bad.
COVID.
COVID. Oh.
No. It was just the bear spray burned his taste
Yeah, no,
buds.
I know.
So we kept hiking. We ended up getting really close to where it was supposed to be, and it starts getting a little bit dark out. And I was like, dude, I thought we were supposed to be there by nightfall. And he's like, well, we're almost there. And well, we pretty much never ended up getting to the hot springs. We got lost. We had no clue where we were. We ended up getting to a part where we didn't know if we were in the woods or on a path. It was pitch black out. We're like trying to look. We'd lost our food and water.
Wait, how? How'd you lose it?
We may have consumed it. We may have dropped it. I don't know what the fuck
He
happened.
doesn't even know.
We didn't have tent poles. We didn't have tent poles. We had our fucking tent, but no tent poles. So we couldn't even camp there. So we arrived. I had just come down on acid. I was starting to get a headache. I felt this feeling of dread. I'm like, fuck, we're going to die, Andrew. We're all the way out here. We don't have signal. Our phones are dying. I'm fucking naked. We don't have food. We don't have water.
Did you have any clothes with you?
We had it in my bag, yes.
Okay.
So I was like, we're fucked, dude. You have to, we just hiked, what, 10 miles? We just hiked 10 miles? We have to go back? I just came down on the acid.
No, you're not. Now you're Mordecai in the situation. You're like, dude, we're gonna die out here. And then your friend is like, Come on, man.
got
We
this.
gotta go.
Yeah.
No, I got this.
Me
I got
driving
this.
in our accent. I
I
got this.
got this. I got that. Yeah, that's a
Dude.
callback.
Dude, that's exactly
That's an
what he's
episode
doing.
8 callback.
And it's looking pretty bad. It's looking really fucking bad for us. Because, like, 10 miles is no small feat. That's a very long hike.
I mean, in those conditions, probably 5 hours. Probably 5 hours in those.
Probably
at
more than
2
5
miles an hour.
hours. I'm not quite sure how long. The time was kind of a blur. That's when I just like I look at him and I'm just like, where the fuck are we going, dude? I was talking about both in life and on this hike because I just felt so lost. I was like, I'm actually gonna die. Like, why did I not just move back to Minnesota with Lauren? Why did I have to get on this hippie shit, to hike naked on acid in the woods? Why the fuck did I think that was a good idea? Why am I homeless? Why am I in Northern California? Why the fuck did I leave my job? Why did I not just leave when Lauren left? Like, what the fuck? Why am I where I am right now? This sucks ass. And I was just like, right now I could be home with Lauren,
with your girlfriend.
With my
Burow
girlfriend
is-
that I actually love.
Bro, I
Is
think
that why
Bro
you're
is
here
actually
right now?
just slow because this is what we all
Is that why
realized
you-
months and months
Is that why
ago.
you came back?
Yes. Well, so I was thinking about coming back because my parents had just texted me before I went on this hike. They're like, "Hey, we actually really miss you, and we know you're in a tough spot right now. And if you go, pretty much what they told me is like, we know you can get back on your feet if you go to another place or whatever, but it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a few months for you to get your money back, to even be able to come back to see Lauren. Like, if you just come back, we'll let you stay at our place. You can just like get a job and work for a bit until you get an apartment. They're like, we're fine if you just come back. We'll get you on your feet. You don't have to like buy food or whatever. I was like, that's actually really nice.
It's a good deal.
I'll consider it.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of want to go to a ski resort. My pride was really getting in the way of that because I was like, they kicked me out. Fuck them. Now they want me back. Like, I was like, what do they want from me? What do they actually want from me? And I was like, you know what? They just want me to know I failed. They just want to know that
they just want
failed
you
out
to
here.
be fine.
That's what I realized.
They want you to be good.
I'd hit rock
This is
bottom.
literally the prodigal son.
Yeah.
This is the Bible story.
I like hit rock bottom. I was like, I could just like suffer and try really hard for 2 months and then go back, or I could just like let my pride go
Swallow.
and swallow the fucking hard pill to swallow that I'm broke and I'm homeless and that I've been living on the streets. I saw someone fucking die in front of me in San Francisco.
What?
Yes. Yeah, there was someone who was shot and bleeding out in the street in San Francisco. We saw someone get fucking kidnapped in San Francisco. It was really bad. We heard all sorts of gunshots. We saw a car getting broken into. San Francisco is really bad. So, like, I seen some really bad shit that was really fucking with me. I was like, I think I just need to go home. So, in that moment, I was like, the universe, I need to atone for everything I've done wrong. Because I'm going to die. We started hearing something following us. That had like we'd flash our fucking camera back and we'd see 2 big eyes following us. So I would. It
was probably a cougar.
Yes, so we'd scream at it. We'd scream and it'd run off. And
Yeah.
We start hiking again and we start hearing following us again. So we scream at it and it runs off again. We had to do that the whole hike back.
It was probably a mountain lion.
It was definitely a mountain lion.
Yeah.
At this point, I obviously put my clothes back on. It was,
obviously.
it was really scary.
Took him that long.
I start crying.
How
I'm just. It was getting a little bit chilly because it was nighttime. It was
like
probably
40s, 50s?
Probably upper 40s. So I was chilly. I had like goosebumps and shit.
Did you bring a sweater or jacket or anything? Or?
No, just my shirt. And your body gets kind of weird for a little bit after you take acid. Like, I was really hot as I was hiking. Because, like, again, I'd been hiking for so long. My whole body started to shake really bad. At one point, I pinched my skin, and the skin just stayed fucking pinched up. That's how dehydrated I was. I was like, I think I'm actually going to die. I was like, Andrew, I cannot hike these 5 miles back. Because we've got 5 miles. We have 5 miles to go. I was like, Andrew, I'm actually going to die. I can't do this. We're on the side of a mountain, by the way. It's on loose gravel. Just a cliffside. On acid that looked awesome. In the dark, using your phone as a camera in the pitch black, hiking after all this, carrying 30 pounds of bullshit that we didn't even need on our back when we don't have our fucking tent poles. Like, it was fucked. Our phones started dying, so we're like, okay, if our phones die, we're probably gonna die. We're gonna get lost. We're gonna fall off the fucking mountainside. We're gonna get eaten by a mountain lion. Something's gonna happen, or we're gonna die of dehydration, or starvation, or being cold.
So you didn't bring food?
We
Or
had
water,
brought
I mean?
food, but it just wasn't enough. I had brought my water, and we had drank it all way too quick. I mainly packed water, and we drank it all. Because when you're on acid, you just gotta drink a lot of water.
Okay.
So I started like out loud apologizing for all the bad stuff I've done in my life. I was like, I'm sorry. 'Cause I wanted to get it all out before I died. I wanted to come clean about all the bad shit I've done. I was crying. And Andrew started saying all the bad shit he's done, and he's like really shaken up. We think we're actually gonna fucking die.
Jesus
And then
Christ.
and then we keep hiking. We just keep hiking. My feet started bleeding from the hike. I at that moment I hit this point of just exhilaration where I think my body started like eating my like it wasn't fat anymore or something beyond fat. It was probably like fucking muscle or something. It was some other reserve that was happening to you. And I was just getting rushes of euphoria and dopamine. I was like almost like falling asleep as I was hiking. At one point, the scariest part is when my vision just went out. Like I had my flashlight on, and it just went black. And I was like, Andrew, I can't see. My eyes aren't working right now. Like I literally can't see. And he's like, oh shit, you need to stop. You need to sit down. So I sit down, and then slowly
That's dehydration.
the light starts to fade back in that I was holding on my feet, and then we see the fucking eyes again. So we start yelling at the eyes to run off.
Oh.
I was like, oh, I'm blind. I can't
Holy
see.
fuck,
I'm actually gonna
dude.
die. So I get back
Oh my
up. We keep
God.
hiking again, and I had to look at my feet because I couldn't feel them. So I had to actually look about where I was moving them. It felt like I was on a fucking like opioid or something. I could not feel my body.
That's crazy.
So my whole body went numb, and I felt really weird because I couldn't really balance quite right because I couldn't feel myself.
Are you still on
when you
acid
can't,
at this point? Like, are you still feeling effects of it?
I'd come down.
Pretty done.
It only lasts like 7 hours because I was hiking so hard that it burned out of my system really fast.
I'm thinking you're just dehydrated.
I was very dehydrated.
Yeah.
So then, after that point where I went blind, I realized I'm pretty sure I am going to die. And if I'm going to die, I don't want to die afraid. Like, if I die afraid, like, my last few moments are going to be really in fear. And it might be a very painful death if it's a fucking mountain lion, because a lot of times they'll, like, eat your stomach first and shit while you're alive. So I was really fucking scared about dying. And so I was just like, Andrew, what are you grateful for? So as we're hiking, we just start saying shit we're grateful for. Because I at least want to be grateful that I lived in the first place. I want to be grateful for what I had. Because I had a lot in this life. While I've been alive, I've had a lot. So I went from crying.
This was like 10 days ago.
I couldn't. Yeah, this is only, that was. I mean, maybe 2 weeks at this point. I couldn't cry anymore because I had no water in my system. So I was just like dry sobbing as I was hiking, and then I just start saying shit I'm grateful for. And then I start to lose all fear. It's like fear leaves me. I just start talking about shit I'm grateful for, and I think, you know, if fear clouds my judgment, I'm a lot more likely to die. If I'm afraid of this mountain lion, if I'm not afraid, I can just probably still yell at it, scare it off, find some tactic. But if I'm like terrified and feeling this way, I'm just gonna die. I'm not gonna know what to do. I'm probably gonna run off the mountainside and die. So I had to keep myself calm so I didn't freak out and do anything stupid, because I had to keep looking at my feet where I was placing them, know where I was hiking, still keep carrying the shit. It's only like 3 miles at this point. We get to the top of the mountain, and we look back and we don't see any eyes now. We're like, holy shit, I think it left us alone. And we look out and we see campsites way off in the distance. We're like, we're only like 2 miles away. Because then we had to walk a mile through the campsite. We're only like 2 miles away. We're only 2 miles. So then we get more excited. So we start saying more shit we're grateful for. And in that moment, I was like, okay, if the universe lets me die, they're about to lose the greatness that I'm about to be if the universe lets me live. Like, I promise I'm going to do something great if you let me live. And I promise, the universe will be losing something. The universe is going to lose something great if I die today. I promise you. I was like, I'm going to go back to Lauren. I'm not going to take that shit for granted. I'm going to fucking go back to my parents and thank them for letting me be there. I'll drop my pride. I'll have no pride. I'll be egoless. I won't care about ego. I won't care about personal image anymore. Like, I was like, if I survive, this is going to be a turning point in my life. And we hike back. We get to the car. And I just like lay down, and I still am like paralyzed. I just can't fucking feel anything. And I find some water. I drink that. I drank like 6 bottles of water. Threw up a lot of the water.
Wait. Hold on. I have a question. So wait,
Yes.
Where was your car?
At the campsite.
So you were walking back.
Yeah.
So
we'd walk back through the campsite.
What point did you turn? What point did you turn around and go back?
When we were like about a mile away from the hot springs. When we realized we didn't have tent poles.
Oh, okay.
So
okay,
I guess it was
okay.
more like 18 miles, not 20 miles.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know that's so much easier. 18.
Yeah,
rather than
you're a
20.
fraud, bro. You didn't walk for 20 miles.
It was
Fucking
really
bitch.
intense. I got in my car and I immediately just called Lauren. I'm like, Lauren, I'm coming back. I'll be there in like 3 days. I'm gonna sell everything I own. I promise you, I'll be back. Like, can you pick me up from the airport in like 3 days? And she's like, oh my God, you're coming back? And I was like, I almost just died. I got a reevaluation of what's important. I'm gonna be back. She's like, oh my God, okay. So I called my parents. I was like, guys, can you have a place for me in a few days? And they're like, what are you going to do? I was like, I think I'm going to sell everything I own and just fly back. They're like, what? They're like, don't you have like a car and like TVs, a refrigerator, like a lot of shit to sell? I was like, I have a lot of stuff. I got to get to work. So I ended up sleeping at this library, some parking lot. It was some parking lot outside of a library in Big Sur.
Mm-hmm.
I just eat anything I can find in my car. At this point, we're looking at gas stations. Everything's closed. We're like,
Gas
fuck.
stations are closed?
Yes, because it's Big Sur. No one's in Big Sur. Nothing's 24 hours. So we're just eating granola bars and shit. And I find a kombucha in my car, and I drink that shit.
What's kombucha?
Well, I didn't realize that it
Look,
expires.
Do you not know
really
Cody Co?
easily.
Really? You never watched
I've
Cody
heard of
Co?
them, but I don't know. I know I never watched it.
The kombucha videos?
Kombucha's really good. It's like
Okay, sorry. So it
it's
expired.
fermented tea. Yeah, so I drank this shit, got food poisoning for the next 2 days. Everything I ate or drank, I would shit or throw up immediately. So I started getting really sick after drinking that kombucha. I'm so tired I can't even make myself throw up, so I fall asleep. I wake up the next day incredibly cramped. My feet were all scabbed up. It hurt really bad. My scabs actually healed incredibly well. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see the fucking wear and tear.
Okay, we're showing.
I masked. I did like a few foot masks and stuff. I mean, you can kind of see some of the
Oh,
wear
no,
and
yeah,
tear.
you literally can't see anything.
Yeah,
It looks like a normal foot.
I know. Like, I had to do some shit to heal my feet. I had to do some, like, foot masks. I didn't know those were a thing.
Burrow is going to be a new entry on WikiFeet Men after this podcast airs.
Yeah, you know what that is, Lucas.
Huh? Because it's a meme?
Oh, I never actually heard of it, but...
So then, the next day, while I have food poisoning, I'm having to try and figure out how to talk to my parents to, like, figure this shit out. Because I have no money. My roommate ran out of money. We're both broke. And as I'm driving back...
So where's your roommate now?
He's still in California.
Okay.
As I'm driving back, my tire pops. So I pull over. We have a flat tire, and my roommate helps me take off my tire, put it on a jack, put the other tire on, and then my jack breaks and it pops the donut that we just put on. We're like, fuck! I pulled over and I was like, fuck! Everything's fucked! I have food poisoning, my whole body hurts, my car's not even fucking working, I don't have signal out here, his phone's dead, it's fucking 70 miles to the nearest town. I was like, Andrew, this fucking sucks, what do we do? So we drive to a gas station that was open. We talked to the people there and they're like, yeah, go to the tire shop in the town 70 miles away. They wrote down some phone numbers. I'm like, can I please use your phone? They're like, $5. I was like, please, can I just use it? And they're like, do you have $5? I'm like, I think I do. So I run into my car. I find loose change off the ground. We get together and they're like, you have 3 minutes. So they give me their phone. I was like, Mom, Dad, I need money. My fucking car is broke down. Like, I'm going to need your help here. Like, this is really bad. I'm stuck. I also don't have food. I don't have water. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere in Big Sur. It's a national park, or it's a state park. We just need gas money to get back to this town, and then we need to figure out some way to get me a tire so I can get back, so I can sell my car, so I can fly home. And they're just like, all right, here's $200. They gave me $200.
Wait, so how do they
Lauren
Venmo or what?
Yeah, they Venmoed my no, I had to Venmo Andrew because his phone was still working. My phone was wait, no, I didn't have service at the time, and there's no Wi-Fi. By the way, there's a fire going on.
Yeah, wildfires.
Yeah. A huge wildfire went down. It shut down almost all the power in the town. So I had to use this guy's he had some weird like transmitter phone or some shit. So I actually did have to pay to use it. It was some weird emergency phone. Like all the power was shut down because of these fires. Oh, so it added extra time to get to this town in the first place, and then we couldn't even go back to where we need to go because there's a huge fucking fire on the highway. Right. So we're like, fuck, we can't even go back now. What do we do? So I had to ride in his car to this town. We had to go to this tire shop. This was So we went to a tire shop. We were about to buy a tire. And he's like, oh, do you have the tire? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you have the core for the tire? It's like, fuck, I left it all the way back 70 miles. He's like, oh, you fucked up. He's like, here's a scrapyard you can go to. Talk to those people. So you gave me
Jesus
the number.
fucking.
I went to the scrapyard. Well, I was at the scrapyard. So there's this guy. His name was Phoenix.
Oh, gosh.
This guy was kind of nutty. Honestly, this felt like a sitcom. This is the most sitcom-y moment of my whole life. So I go to the scrapyard, and this woman, her name's Mara. She's like, Phoenix, get them some tires. He's like, yes, Mara. They yell at each other, and then he's like, oh, what do you need? And I was like, 1997 Mercury Sable tires. Like, so what is that? I was like, I don't know. I'm not that skilled in cars. I was like, oh, I actually have a picture on my iPad. So I run back. I look at the picture on my iPad. I was like, it's R15 or R16. I was like, okay. So I just need an R16 tire. I think that's what it is. It's just like 16 is the radius of it. So I was like, yo, I need this tire. I was like, okay. So he just starts walking around the yard. And I swear to God, the whole loop of the yard was probably a mile. Mm-hmm. And we're just following this guy. He starts talking about Mormons. Like, yeah, there are these Mormon girls. And I guess all they do is anal, like they're perfectly fine with anal. And we had just met this guy. He was just like acting really funky. Like he was definitely tweaking off something. He's like, yeah, these Mormon girls, they're just into anal. So one time they came into my door and tried to get me to like become a Mormon, and then I thought they're Girl Scouts, so I started asking them about cookies. And then from that story, he immediately just hops to, yeah, there's this guy at this bar who's bald. And yeah, he's a good family friend of ours. And yeah, he did some violent crimes and had to go to jail. I was like, wait, so what's that have to do with the girls? Like, what girls? Like, I don't know. He goes in a car, picks up a tire, and just throws it in the windshield of another car. Just shatters the windshield. I was like, what the fuck? And he just keeps walking. He's like, yeah, I found some drugs in that car. I was like, really? I was like, what kind of drugs? He's like, I think cigarettes. I was like, oh, that's a weird way to describe cigarettes. And he keeps hopping. He's like, haha, luckily no dead baby jokes. I was like, what does that mean? What are you talking about? And then, so we walk, and we're back to the entrance, and I was like, wait, so where are the tires? She's like, oh yeah, so you're looking for a Charger? I was like, what? No.
That's the part of the regular show episode where Mordecai would be like, dude, just give us the tires, man. Yeah. And then you guys be like, what tires? He's like, what?
Exactly, yeah. So then we walk around the whole fucking perimeter of the place again. He's just picking shit up, opening doors, pulling shit out, like pulling napkins out of like a glove compartment, putting it in another car. And I was just like, dude, where's the Mercury Sable? He's like, oh yeah, you're looking for a Toyota? I was like, no, a Mercury Sable. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just bring you back tomorrow. So we walk all the way back to where we were to Mara, the person who told him to go get the tire. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh yeah, there's some tires over there.
Then I told you to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
Mara was like, yeah, just look at those tires over there. And it's just a fucking mound of tires. I was like, dude, I just looked through there? He's like, yeah, there's probably somewhere in there. I was like, shit. So Andrew and I are just looking at every individual tire. We're just looking at it, and we're like, I don't know what my tire looks like. So I look back at my phone. I was like, okay, I think that's what it is.
Wait, but did you have the car?
Yeah, this is
with
my
the other tires on it.
This shit's funny.
What? Didn't you have your car with the other tires on it though, or how did we get to the scrapyard?
Oh, my friend's car, Andrew.
Oh.
We rode in his car. So we're there. We're looking around.
What happened to your car at this point?
Just a pop tire. It's like 70 miles.
No, where is it?
It's just in Big Sur.
Just on the side of the road?
Yeah, just on the side of the road. But luckily, it was in national park territory. Or no, state park territory. No, state forest territory. And in state forest, you can leave a car on the side of the highway for 2 weeks. Because a lot of people like to go camping. You can camp anywhere legally in really national forest. So my car could be there for 2 weeks and not get towed. So I left a note. I was like, please do not tow me.
Lucky as fuck.
It was very lucky that it broke down at the national fucking forest part of it.
So how'd you get Andrew's car?
He was just with me.
They're driving.
You drove. You convoyed.
Yeah. So then we're looking, and then she's just like, "Oh, I have a donut for you." I was like, "What? Really?" I thought she was actually just gonna give me a donut, but no, she gave me a whole tire for free. And then a pizza man shows up, and she's like, "Wait, which one of you are paying for the pizza?" And I was like, "What?" And then she looks back, and she's like, "Phoenix, pay for the fucking pizza." And he's like, Mara, you didn't even pay me last week. And she's
then-
like, pay for the fucking pizza, Phoenix!
Phoenix comes, and then the guy's like, hey, do you have my money for the pizza? And he's like, here, come with me. Takes him down. So the guy's he's like, this is where no dead babies in here. And the guy's like, do you have my fucking money?
Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, there should be money over there.
And Phoenix goes, here, take some drugs from his car.
Here's some cigarettes.
Okay. Okay. So then what Phoenix does is so he goes, and then all of a sudden we hear police sirens,
Quit touching
and
my
Mara goes, "Why the fuck are the cops here?" And then a guy goes, "Oh shit, I gotta go." It was one of the workers. He had a tattooed skull on his face. And he's like,
Wait, is this
Mara?
the pizza man or someone at the...
The pizza man... By the way, this is really weird. The pizza man opens the pizza and takes the slice and starts eating it with
What?
It was really weird. So I don't know if they knew this pizza guy or what. And then another guy showed up who I had no clue who he was.
Wow, you don't know who anyone is.
And then the one guy's like, I gotta go, that's the cops. And it runs out the back and drives off. And the cops come and they're like, have you seen a guy with a... I started talking to... Not even anyone who worked there, the random guy who showed up. They start interviewing him. They're like, have you seen a guy? Not the pizza guy. The pizza guy was sitting down with Mara, and then Mara's like, just take the tire for free. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, just give me like a 5-star review or something. I was like, 100%. I'm going to give you... I still haven't. Sorry, Mara. I'm going to give you your review. Because she gave me a tire for free.
Phoenix!
And then...
Tell your story on the review.
And then fucking Mara, she's like, so where are you boys going? I was like, I'm going back to Minnesota. She's like, oh, really? And we started talking, and she's like, yeah, I'm actually unemployed. I'm looking for a job in Big Sur. And she's like, I have someone who can, like, hire you in Big Sur. I'm going to send her a text right now. Sends her a text, and she's like, yeah, here's her contact information. You'll get hired if you go there. He's like, what, really? Did you just give me a job? She's like, yeah, I just got you a job. He's like, thank you. And she's like, yeah, just leave a good review. Phoenix! She starts yelling at him about something. She's like, put the tire on the car! And then he's like, wait, so where's your car? I was like, oh, my car's not even here. She's like, oh, sorry. Phoenix, go away! She's like, okay, Mara. Walks out. We were like, thank you, Mara. Have a good day. So we left, drove back to my car, put it on, loaded it up, and then I texted. I was like, yo, do you remember on my story where I was like, does anyone have a place where I can crash tonight?
Yes.
A bunch of people hit me up. So I drive to town, and there's my friend Zay.
How many people do you have on Snapchat at this point?
A lot.
See, this is why you have to fucking post it on your private story. People from California have got to hear this story.
What?
Zay.
No. Zay's one of my friends.
There's probably people who were at the fucking house of Burow and then don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, probably.
Dude, yeah, put out your story. They need to hear this.
You need to mute the people that can't know. I can show you how if you want me to.
Okay, please do. So then what ended up happening was
Why are you and Tommy holding hands?
That was actually... We're not actually holding hands. That's actually what we were talking about at that point.
Jake, quit touching my feet, motherfucker.
I'm cold.
God damn.
So one of my friends, first Zay hits me up, and Zay's like, yo, you trying to hang before you leave? I was like, yeah, sure. So we drive to Groveland, which is the town I was staying in.
How far away is this town from how far away is Groveland?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I drove like 9 hours to get there. First we had to drive back. We had to drive all the way back to my car, put on the tire, drive all the way back to the town, get an actual tire.
But I mean, okay, you probably got there in what, like 50 minutes? Because I mean, it's all state high. I mean, you can probably go 80 miles per hour.
I couldn't with the donut on. The donut I had to go very, very slow all the way back to the town. We ended up sleeping in my car, then getting the tire put on the next day, getting an oil change, and driving all the way back to Rush Creek, where first we drove to Groveland, where we met up with my friend Zay. Zay had me meet in the shadiest fucking spot ever. It was like we drove out. He's like, yeah, there's like the side place I want to meet you at. I was like, oh, okay. So we meet him there. It's this big open area. It looks like we're fucking people from Breaking Bad who do drug deals. Mm-hmm. I get out of my car. It comes up to me. And he's smoking like a 2-gram blunt. It's super fucking big. He's smoking it and then hands it to me. And then I think I go to pass it back to him. And he just lights his own 2-gram thing up. So we're both smoking. I was like, dude, I'm about to get so high.
What a G.
I've not smoked in like a week and a half. He's like, have fun with it. So like, okay. So I smoked the whole thing. And I go, hey, man, do you know anyone who can sell my car? He's like, oh, me. I can sell your car. He takes a picture. Within like 20 minutes, he's like, yeah, I already got 3 offers. He's like, how much are you trying to sell it for? I was like, well, I got it for $800. He's like, 1.3K. We're selling at 1.3K. It's like, all right, bet. So then, literally, so my car's been working perfectly fine. I get back in it right after we had fucking sold it. Or right when we were about to make the sale. I get in my car and it just goes and just breaks down. I was like, what the fuck? Why did it just break down now? What? I just got someone to fucking buy it and it just broke down. I was like, fuck. I swear to God, my car has an immune system. Because what I found out is if I can like start it and like put a little bit of gas, it'll actually like then I got like running again.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it actually got like whenever I started to go like
Okay, yeah.
just break down. So I got to start. I just got to get to Rush Creek to where my friends, some guys I'd met like 2 times. They're like, yeah, you can crash at our place. I was like, oh sweet. So I drove there with my car, got it there, and it broke down in the parking lot right outside the guy's place. I was like, fuck, this sucks. And the guy's like, oh, actually, I know how to fix cars. I was like, oh, sweet. So he goes out there, he starts looking at it, starts like tinkering with some shit, and I don't know how, but it just worked. It just got fixed. We don't know what happened, but it just ran perfectly after that. So I pull up to the place, I have all my shit, I go, so I'm trying to sell everything I own. Are you guys trying to get some shit? They're like, yeah. And the one guy's like, yeah, I'm actually looking for a car right now. I was like, do you want my car? He's like, how much? I was like, we'll sell it for 1.3K. He's like, bet. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, I don't have the title right now. I'll have to show
I like how Bro doesn't
mail.
say 1,300. He goes 1.3K.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, sure. He didn't even like check it out. He didn't even ride in it or whatever. So I started having a fucking yard sale out of my car, selling all my shit in this company that I just left. I'd pretty much been fired because I no call, no show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't working at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even like have hours, but they saw that we had cleaned out my whole room.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there. It's pretty dangerous because these guys can get fired if they found out that they're like smuggling refugees in their room.
Right.
So we were not keeping it low key whatsoever. We had a fucking yard sale. Like managers were showing up and looking at shit to buy, and they're like, "Oh wow." Then this one guy, the guy who buys my car, hops on my little scooter. I had a Razor scooter I found, and he rides down the hill and wipes out and gets really injured on it, like really bad. But he ended up buying some of my clothes, my fucking TV, my car.
Your clothes?
Yeah. He's just like, I like this hat. He's like, how much? I was like, I don't know. Like,
No, don't tell me it was like the Burow hat.
No. I brought that shit back.
Okay, good.
I had like 1 million bucket hats.
Okay, good.
So
the one that Marcus put in the freezer, you better not get rid of that one.
I've not gotten rid of that one.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I ended up selling like everything I own that night. I'm chilling at there, and some guy comes by and goes, fuck, Summer just broke my TV. I was like, oh, what kind of TV is it? He's like, oh, it's a 40-inch Roku. I said, I have a 40-inch Roku. I'm willing to sell it right now to you for $150. He's like, bet. $150. He brings the TV out. Some guy comes in, and I was like,
damn,
yo.
you should have sold it for more.
I got it for free. One of my friends left and gave it to me for free.
Wait, so, okay, how much money do you make in this yard sale? If you don't mind me asking. You don't have to share it if you don't want to.
Well, it was enough to get a plane ticket back and get a car.
Uh-huh.
So, I still don't know how much. My parents helped me out a lot. I owe my parents and Andrew quite a bit of money right now. But I'm happy to be here and be alive. I ended up selling everything, and then I was selling my mini fridge, and this guy goes, yo, I go, yeah, I mean, I'll give it to you for $50. He goes, how about 35 and some mushrooms? Bet, yeah. So I get him, he goes, I'll give you extra if you eat more right now.
How are you gonna?
Why? What is?
Alright.
Why would he want you to
Whoa,
do that?
here.
Because you
So
wanna
you
try.
take these mushrooms, you have to basically just waste them all before you get on the plane because you can't put them on the plane.
Exactly. I was like, I just gotta eat these right now. So I ate them. He gave me extra. I ate those. He's like, oh yeah, those are penis envy, which is a very, very, very.
Hold
potent
on.
strain.
Wait, pause.
Penis what?
Penis envy mushrooms. It's named after the Freudian theory of penis envy,
Okay.
which is that all women want to have a penis. Like, all women want to be men because they have penis
interesting.
envy. So they're like, oh, instead of having a dick, I want a dick inside me so I can be the closest to being a man possible. That's penis envy.
Shit.
So that's why women want
That is super
to get fucked,
intriguing.
have sex.
I guess.
No, it's just an
I-
old
it's-
theory.
So why is
It's
that
not-
specific
it's-
brand of mushroom
it-
called penis envy?
Because
It's
Terrence
just going
McKenna,
off of the old theory.
yeah, Terrence
Okay.
McKenna was really into Freud, and he grew. Those are Terrence McKenna's personal batch. He's like a psychedelic wizard.
Oh.
So he grew those and named
Damn.
it penis envy.
That's actually
So
super
so
intriguing.
I got to have penis envy mushrooms for my first time.
But you didn't have penis envy because you have a penis.
Exactly.
As we found out
As we
earlier.
found out earlier. I saw a
So
picture.
I got to eat the mushrooms, and then they're just like, dab! So I take a dab, and then they're like, freedom! Pour me some crap. I drink the crap, they're like, alcohol!
I've
And they
never
just-
done
They
kratom.
just keep giving me shit, so I'm just like taking a shit ton of stuff. I'm like, I'm tripping really hard. I'm on 4 hours of sleep. And then Andrew's like, let's go to the spa. And I was like, dude, we need to keep a low profile. Spa is not a low profile. They don't let anyone in the spa for free. And he's like, dude, I think I know some people there. We can get in for free. So we go there. Some girl we've never met before, and she lets us in somehow. I'm tripping my fucking dick off. I go into the spa, and I start laying down in the sauna. And while I'm laying there, all of a sudden, I just start tripping really hard. And all of a sudden, the sauna becomes a coffin that I'm in. I was like, I've been dead this whole time. Fuck, I died on my acid trip. I'm actually underground right now. So I was freaking out.
It's like a Shutter Island.
And I stood up, and I was like, oh, I think I'm going to throw up. So I run to the bathroom.
Okay, I want to check to see if my computer's about to die. Better not be. Ooh. Alright, let's wrap this shit up.
Okay.
Let's read this up.
Yeah. This is the very end of the story too. So I have to both throw up and shit at the same time. So I run in the bathroom on the toilet. I was like, oh god, there's no trash can. I run up and the fucking trash can's mounted onto the wall. It's like rip it off the wall, run to the toilet, run up, start shitting a bunch. I'm like, oh god, I'm dying. And then afterwards, I had cleaned myself up, and I was like, I have a garbage bag full of throw up off a garbage can. I busted off the wall. What the fuck do I do? So I just went and I just leaned it up against the wall and was like, sorry, and ran back to the spa. To which then I was tripping so hard. I looked at it. It looked like I was drunk in GTA. The world was like,
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, shit. And I sat down in the hot tub with my roommate, and all of a sudden his features start turning into like a frog.
Okay.
It was really fucking trippy. I've never actually hallucinated something like someone turning into a frog.
I've never ever hallucinated off a drug before.
It's fucking
Crazy.
Wild. So then I was just like, oh god, I think I need to go to sleep. So we went back. It was actually a pretty good trip because it was just so visually intensive. We went back to the guy's place. I went to sleep. Next day, bought a plane ticket, drove to Sacramento, flew home. And that's where I am. It was fucking crazy.
I was checking to see if you could see like the time on the battery, like if it says like how many minutes left.
Oh shit!
It's like 18% battery. So.
Bro, I'm impressed. I would have died. If I was in your situation, I would be dead.
Well, there's like the fear. Like here's like a thing I heard. Like
balls.
if you're in the desert and you are like starving to death, like there's there's a certain amount of time to where you starve to death, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you see a sandwich 6 feet in front of you, you probably will have the perseverance to get the sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're about like 0 seconds left, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if you get to the sandwich and then you see the sandwich disappears and then the sandwich goes 6 feet further that way? How long can you follow the sandwich until you how long can you live past your death clock? 18 miles.
18 miles for me, I guess.
Well, 18 miles. You started fine.
That's insane. That's a
I
weird
guess...
way of putting that. Yeah.
So it's like you were. So like if you saw the fucking campsite and it was 2 miles, then you could if you didn't see it, then you wouldn't have made it.
That's true.
But if you saw it, you have the perseverance to walk another 2 miles. But what if you found out that once you got there, oh, this wasn't the campsite, but we see the real campsite down there? That's another 2 miles. You could probably walk those 2 miles down there.
Yeah.
With the perseverance to do it.
Real talk.
I mean that's kind of what was happening. That whole hike back, when I was like not losing my vision, we were able to see shit in the distance. We're like, oh my god, we're so close, and we get there and we're like, fuck, that was not what we thought it was. We're like not even halfway back.
You think that experience was the most important experience of your life?
That or the MDMA trip. Both of those are equally as important. Because the MDMA trip was like my life, and this was like my death. It was like the yin and yang of personal experiences.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, that's cool.
I'll have to tell you guys about the MDMA experience off camera.
Isn't it sad how this next week's podcast is gonna suck compared to this? It's gonna be the worst episode compared to this.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was wild, and I'm definitely.
It's like a legit podcast. So it's like a legit
I'm definitely a different person after all of that.
Joe Rogan's gonna be calling Burow after this.
I'm not the same man I was. Like I definitely learned a lot.
You get millions of views on this one podcast.
Well, I don't know what the clickbait will be, but I was gonna
Burow Survived.
I was gonna just call it Burow Returns.
But now
your death experience.
We're gonna change
Burow
it.
Returns would be good.
Yeah, we should just title it Burow Returns, and the thumbnail just all of us with Burow.
Yeah.
It's just a simple, and then the background can be like the fucking redwood forest or some shit like that.
No, a mountain lion.
Fire.
No, a mountain lion.
Yo,
Mountain
no,
lion
no,
with
fire.
eyes.
No.
Well, we can have a mountain lion in the
What you
background.
should do is you should blur me out naked in that picture and put all of us on that hike.
Yeah, but then I don't know about that one. Here's
All of us shirtless.
But
on
it's
that
funny
hike.
how the last episode was
Then he'd
literally
have to
titled,
own a picture of
the
me
last
naked.
the last title was literally the last episode that Burrow's on was titled Burrow versus the Animal Kingdom, and that was before the mountain lion.
Burrow defeated the animal kingdom.
Yeah,
I have.
the Animal
survived.
Kingdom keeps following him back. We have the mountain lion and we have the phoenix.
The phoenix.
Daniel Burrow and the Order of the
Phoenix came for the fucking pizza.
She's ordering the
The Dark
phoenix.
Phoenix.
Honestly, the Phoenix story is my favorite.
That's the
I want to hear it again, honestly.
Really? You gotta re-listen to this episode. Phoenix! That's such a regular show. Burrow basically lived a season of regular show. So now Burrow's back. He's the prodigal son.
Yeah.
My son has
I
been
love
lost,
you.
and now he's found. And then he comes to my house a day late, and then
A day late.
and then immediately drives into the ditch of my driveway.
Twice.
No. He
Yeah.
drives to the ditch. Me and my dad gets him out, and he goes down to park in the street, and then goes in the ditch of the street.
I get stuck there. You guys have to check out my car.
He
It's
goes.
actually really
He
cool.
I
goes.
saw it.
He goes.
We saw
Not
that.
again! And my dad and I are just like, what the fuck is this fucking guy?
Kyle's just like, fuck you, Dad.
No.
It was great.
Well, that was my California.
All right.
Experience. That was probably like 2% of it.
Well, yeah, but
Lot
the
more.
good 2%.
No. There's a lot
Okay.
more. To
That probably
it.
couldn't be
Something
something.
Next time you're on, there's some other stories of like when you called me. There's like 2 stories, like when your friend was playing Pokemon. We'll tell the story next time you're
yeah.
on. Next time you're on, we'll tell the Pokemon.
Okay. That was fucking hilarious.
And then
You should make your own podcast.
move.
You just tell stories.
Well, Burrow's tried.
Yeah.
Like 6 times.
Yep. About 6 times.
Here's the attention span of a goldfish.
Yeah.
Well,
Burrow's problem is that
that hurts.
Burrow's problem is that he has the ability to tell stories, but he doesn't have the ability to
Manage anything.
make it and then like make do all the shit that I have, like all this shit. So then he gets other people to do it, but the other people just suck. No offense, Blake, but
Blake.
no offense, Blake, but you sold.
No offense, Blake, but fuck you.
No, I love Blake.
Blake Zach?
Yeah, I love Blake.
I just
I
saw
love
him.
Blake
I
Zach.
just saw him the other day, and he whispered. I don't know if I should say that on podcast. I guess.
Well,
Tell me
Just
after.
say that.
Blake
Okay.
Zach is
Thank
getting
you.
slandered.
thank you for tuning into this
Be Quiet
awesome,
podcast
Yeah.
episode.
Thank
badass
you.
podcast. I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm glad you survived your trip, Daniel.
Thank you.
It's good to be back.
Hey.
Oh, we never called Marcus.
Oh!
What do we have? Marcus do the outro. Have Marcus do the outro.
Okay, here, hold on. Let's call him real quick.
FaceTime. If he answers, we'll have him do the
It's a
outro.
better answer. What should I say, Marcus? Come with an outro. You have like
You
15
know,
seconds.
say we're here with Burrow, Carter, Lucas. We're doing the podcast. We need to do an outro.
He's more like an answer for you.
It's true.
I need to save that. Oh, no!
Come on, Mark.
It was you. It's you who's been farting this whole time.
No. Only that.
Somebody's been farting.
I have not been farting.
I brought it up. I brought it up.
No, it actually is Burrow because I haven't and Sandquist hasn't. We would
No,
know.
no,
if
Is
it
it
was-
Sandquist?
we would all know if it was Sandquist.
Oh, that one smells really bad.
Yeah, that was a weird squeak, but it's a
Look what
mustard.
happened
It smells
3 years
really
ago today.
bad.
It was the first time Burrow went bald. How ironic.
That
Look at
is
here now.
And now I have the most hair I've ever had.
Look at show the camera bald
Yo,
burrow.
Marcus is an answer in.
Because they never got to see bald burrow.
Yeah, but it was in the thumbnail of.
Oh yeah.
Marcus never answered.
All right, well, fuck you, Marcus. This is Bulk Up Boys 2.5 episode. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Next week we'll have a not as good episode as this, but it'll still be funny probably.
Yo, invite me back.
I actually have an idea for you that I have to.
When I come up to Eau Claire.
Yeah, I have an idea for you to drop. I'll drop once this after we're done recording.
Stay tuned to the
So-
podcast. Stay
so-
tuned to the podcast.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep.
See ya.